Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, we're at the start of another Jersey Quest franchise mode here in NHL 23. So this is kind of, every guy sticking with the kind of one big video. So it's just like kind of the intro section where we quickly just go over the player team, which you could probably see is already the Ottawa Senators, and then the jersey, and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, we're the Senators here in NHL 23. In terms of the player, head coach off. Where is he? There he is. Yes, we're going with Derick Brassard here. Going through obviously like the whole system we're doing through like kind of like a lineup of players who played 1,000 games, and Brassard's like the first center that played for the Islanders that played over 1,000 games. Played 1,013. The 1,000th game obviously came in this 22-23 season for the Senators. So it was on March, was it March 2nd or February 3rd? March 2nd at the Rangers, where he scored 2 goals in a Senators win. So the jersey's always done the Senators away jersey from that year, so they're kind of new rebranded, current kind of style, which kind of more retro back to the 90s style, which looks pretty sick, so very hyped about that. Yeah, so Derick Brassard on the Senators away, because he, obviously, as I said, plays 1,000th game in that, so should be cool. Obviously, like, he's listed here as a center left wing, so I was like Barry Trotz when he was on the Islanders, like played him like as a mixture of a center and a wingerman, but he played most of his career as a centerman, so that's why he's like the first kind of center there. So we'll see how he ends up, because it kind of seems like this is how he's going to end up based on just on the lines and stuff. That we guys could, like Shane Pinto's just a center. Yeah, so this kind of seems how it's going to be, but obviously Senators were kind of decent that year. See, that was like their like 1 year Alex DeBrincat experiment before he went to Detroit and stuff. So yeah, the peep. I was going to peep this kind of thing. I guess let's check out what are his preferences. So he likes ballots, shoot, ballots, block, which it looks like line 2 he has everything except the block shots, still block shots bias. Okay, about to check into that, like all that stuff. But yeah, so that's where, and again, back to like kind of one of the more modern games, I've been spending a lot of time kind of some of the older games. So like, they got the coach system in this one, so I'm gonna have to like finagle around with that to try and get good results and stuff. But again, we're gonna kind of run into the problem. Well, maybe I don't know, it's only 34, but again, we might have to run into the Thomas Vanek problem. We won't resign. But like obviously, when we're gonna be guys who played 1,000 games, like it's gonna be are gonna play their 1,000th game towards the end of their career. So it's probably gonna be another short one. That's why we're kind of sticking to the one long video kind of format. But yeah, so that's kind of. I don't know, is there anything else to talk about? So yeah, I said Derick Brassard, the Senators away, so he plays the 1,000th game on March 2nd against the Rangers that year. In terms of playoffs, I think just missed out that year. Like they missed out like in the third to last game of the season or whatever. So we'll see if we can kind of like if we get like a little bit better luck in the sim engine, getting a couple extra wins, maybe we'll sneak into the playoffs. But I'm guessing we're probably going to be uh, kind of like on the bubble kind of thing, like on the bubble of the playoffs or whatever. But we'll see. But yeah, so I don't know much else to talk about because we kind of hit all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so a couple seconds right here, we kind of recap the 22-23 season. We'll see how we did and if Brassard stays or ends up retiring or wants to leave him for agency and all that good stuff. So yeah. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. This is me talking again, but we're here after the 2022-23 season. See, we're in the re-sign phase of the free agency period, so I can give you a major hint as to what's going on, but we'll quickly recap the thesis stuff. So, stats, as you can see, we finished with the 43, 33, and 6 record, which is a lot better than they Senators finished that year. We finished with 92 points. But that wasn't good enough to get us to the playoffs, because the East was like an absolute bloodbath the regular season. Like we finished with 6 in the Atlantic, 90 points. We finished like higher points than 3 of the West's playoff teams. So that kind of gives you a clue as to how brutal the East was in the regular season. Like because the three like two other like basically us and 2 other teams, Buffalo and Philly, like had enough points to make the playoffs, but because we're in the East, we didn't make it. While 3 teams in the West with lower point totals made the playoffs. So. Kind of sucks. Goals for per game, 3.01. Goals against, 2.74. It's like I said, be a pretty decent regular season, just not enough. Unfortunately, it's like crazy Eastern Conference to make the playoffs. Leading scorer was Claude Giroux. 27 goals, 46 assists, 73 points. He was on our second line, so that's pretty impressive considering he was second line left winger. Then if you go, oh, is he not here? He's not here because where we are. Okay, so I'll just tell you, I guess. Derick Brassard had 11 goals, 24 assists, 35 points. It's pretty solid because he's on the third line. Pretty solid stuff. President's Trophy was the, I guess we can get into here because obviously we didn't miss the playoffs. We missed the playoffs and kind of get into other stuff. So the Wild won the Cup, which they were like one of the teams that like if it was like latest like a straight 1-16 standing kind of thing wouldn't have made it. They finished with 81 points, which was somehow good enough for third in the Central. But you know what? They somehow made it all the way and won the Cup. So props to them. President's Trophy was the Avalanche with 112 points. And then the team they beat in the final was the Maple Leafs, so kind of funny there. Leafs finished first in the Atlantic with 108 points. Individual awards, Mitch Marner won the Art Ross. He finished first in scoring with 106 points. So he also held the Hart. Norris went to Cale Makar, unsurprisingly. Lady Byng went to Patrick Kane, who finished second in scoring with 105 points. Calder went to Slavkovsky. Conn Smythe went to Matt Zuccarello. Vezina and the Jennings went to Alexander Georgiev of the Avalanche. Masterton went to Jake Wallman. Jack Adams, as we do have coaches, went to the Ducks coach. Selke went to Kopitar, not a surprise really there. Lindsay went to Mitch Marner, again, not really a surprise. Then Patrick Kane was the one who had the most goals in the regular season. I think it was like 60 something, honestly. It was 50 or 60 something, I think. But yes, that's kind of that kind of stuff. So you didn't miss the playoffs, nothing to talk about in terms of scoring and stuff there. So as to why we were in the re-sign period, if we go, you probably have a pretty good idea. But if we go to the re-sign phase, can't see because we have a bunch of really high overall players, which Rick actually wanted to stay this time. And like after his one season in Ottawa IRL, he was like, oh, I want out of here, and they like flip him to Detroit or whatever. Let's go down to centers. And as you can see, basically the same situation as our Thomas Vanek one, where they didn't retire as they did IRL at the end of the season. But regardless, they don't want to stay. So here we go. We can see that he finished with 11 goals, 24 assists, 35 points. Pretty solid stuff. But yes, Derick Brassard, unfortunately, does not want to stay. He wants to go. So not much we can do. So it's another kind of short one, unsuccessful one, but kind of not really a surprise, to be honest, considering, like, again, this is mostly guys that, like at the end of their career, so I'm not like that surprised that we're kind of having, we did some successes at the beginning, and then we're kind of hitting a string of failures here, but could probably end up being on balance, probably being, I imagine, like 50-50, like successes and failures, probably more successes in the older games, or like on really good teams and like teams that really went far in the playoffs in that whatever season the player hit 1,000 points, and like a lot of failures for guys who were like just old and then like on bad teams and they hit 1,000 and then retired after. So kind of is what it is. But yeah, so that's it for this series. This the kind of one episode series in an episode. Again, kind of said, unfortunate, but not much we can do. So kind of next thing on the channel will be another kit quest. Who, not sure yet, but hopefully it goes better than our last two because those were disasters in different ways. But yeah, so as I said again, thank you, and Jose says, also said again like 2 seconds ago, some fool. Hopefully enjoy the next thing on the channel as well. Goodbye.